website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Why is alternate picking such a desired skill? Well, why is a Ferrari a desired car? You can't fit anything in the trunk of that thing, right? It uses up so much gas, it's a joke, right? So it's really inefficient. It runs fast, but you can't go that fast anyway because the police will stop you and fine you, right? It fits 2 people. You can't even have your family in it. And it's super low. You have to crawl down to the floor to get into it. Why do people want it? Because it's unattainable, right? If we can't get it, it's like we have to get it suddenly, right? And it's a cool car, but it's a dream car. And alternate picking is a dream technique because we think we cannot get it. But it is slightly more challenging than other techniques, but we fail to realize why. Why is it? Let's look into it so we know what it takes. And in that realization of exactly why it's harder also lies the clear path to getting there, to alternate picking mastery. But before we go into that, click the links below here. Go check out the new program, which is awesome. I'm so excited about creating it. Because it's absolutely, I built my alternate picking skills, struggled to do it, realized a couple of things that I put in the first program of alternate picking. And then I had 10 years before, the first alternate picking program came out 10 years ago. And since then, a lot of videos have, seen a lot of videos with people's individual problems. And all that became the new alternate picking course here. So go check that out. It is really good. Because it is a clear path to alternate picking mastery. Clear. And so why is alternate picking so freaking hard? Well, look at Hammer-Ons and Pull-Offs. How many challenges are involved? Well, the first finger basically just frets the notes. We know that from every other, doing chords and every other technique. The second finger can do a hammer-on or a pull-off. Right? Right, and the third finger can do a hammer-on and a pull-off. So that's 2 things, right? Hammer-on and pull-off. And once you are able to do it with the third finger, the funny thing is it rubs off to the second finger and the fourth finger. It's basically the same motion. And it doesn't involve the right hand almost. You only do string shifting, but we do that in alternate picking and in sweep picking as well, so we got that handled. So that's why Hammer-Ons and Pull-Offs often seem like the easiest thing to use if you want to have some faster lines in your playing. Let's look at sweep picking. How many challenges are in there? Well, you got picking down, right, and going from string to string with 1 downstroke or 2 consecutive downstrokes, depending on how you see it. That's one challenge of going, right? And then the other challenge is going. And that's challenging enough if you tried practicing sweep picking, right? But we got 2 things. We got a downwards or an ascending string shift and a descending string shift. Those are 2 challenges. And of course you have to synchronize, that's the third challenge, with the left hand, right? Once you have those 2 and then 3 things down, then you can do sweep picking, right? But let's look at alternate picking. Okay, we got picking up and down. That's 2 challenges. What's the problem, Claus? I still don't know why it's the hardest technique. Oh, not hardest. Wrong word. Sorry. It is the most challenging. Why? Because, well, you got picking up and down on 1 string, right? That's one thing, up and down. And then you got going from string to string. But going from string to string, from B string to the E string, is not just shifting strings. You can do an outside string shift, or you can do an inside string shift. That's 3 challenges. Then you can do, an ascending string shift that goes in this direction from a lower string to a higher string outside. Or you can do a descending string shift outside that goes from a higher to a lower. Oh, that's the same thing, though. Yeah, to a robot or a computer, but to a human being, those are 2 very different, completely different things that has to be performed with accuracy and precision, right? Like the most, you take just the right, the right kind of movement in both directions. 2 different things, very different. That's why some people are better at ascending string shifting than descending string shifting. And you are too if you've been practicing alternate picking for a while. Right? Some people are better at inside string shifting, going from a lower string to a higher, or an ascending string shift, upstroke, downstroke, inside of two strings, right? And you can go in the other direction. You can have a downstroke on the higher string and then an upstroke on the upper. So that is 2 more. So all in all, we got 7 different challenges of alternate picking, and we have to synchronize it with the left hand. 8 different challenges compared to 3, or 2 or 3. It's actually 8, yeah. And then 3 for sweep picking and a couple for Hammer-Ons and Pull-Offs. Eureka! That's why alternate picking is harder than most other techniques. So what can we do with that? Will we just be depressed and say, okay, so I'll never learn it? No! Now you know that it's probably going to be at least twice as hard, or not as hard, I use that word again, but it's wrong. I don't really mean hard. I just mean that you have to put in more effort. There are more things to master, more individual things, but that's not hard, right? It's just more separate things to master. It's only hard inside the mind. I got 8 things to, right? But it's just the same thing you do, right? You practice something, and then you put it together, like with sweep picking down and upstrokes and synchronizing with the left hand, and you got it, right? Here we got 8 different things when it comes to alternate picking, but it just takes you a little longer, right? But it's not harder as such. But we got building blocks now, right? We can look at these building blocks, and then we can practice them one after the other, and then we can combine them. Genius! And now we know why it takes you longer. I almost said the word again. It takes you longer than sweep picking or Hammer-Ons and Pull-Offs, but that's like, oh, it's not because I can't do it. It's not because I don't have the talent. It's just, it takes longer, and people expect it. That's the worst challenge of alternate picking. That has nothing to do with the 8 ones. The worst challenge is expecting it to be like every other thing. Right? We got chords. How many challenges are involved in doing chords? How many challenges are involved in the other techniques? And then we expect alternate picking to be the same kind of thing. But it's not. It contains so many, even though down, up, how hard can it be, Claus? Shut up, down, up, go practice, right? But even though it seems so simple, it actually contains a lot more challenges than anything else. But we think it doesn't, so we start and then we go, I've been practicing for 3 months, I gave it my all, and I'm still not, even half as good as I thought I'd be. But so, aligning your expectations to the actual challenge will keep you out of frustration. And if you're frustrated long enough, you'll give up. And you will start concluding stupid stuff like, I don't have the talent, I don't have the ability, it's because I don't have time enough, my kids are too blah, blah, blah. And here we go with the explaining, right? Because we don't see the main factor, the only reason why you haven't mastered it yet is because you don't have our alternate picking course, which is just coming out just now. Sorry. And the second factor is that there are more challenges in there than you see. And also, in sweep picking, we know that there are 2 challenges, right? We can see it. This down and this up, right? And for some reason, I'm better at down than I am at up, or vice versa, right? That's because it's 2 different things. How can you be better at this than this if it's not 2 different things? If going outside string shifting, downwards or ascending is the same as up, then why are you better at one than the other, right? It is 2 different things. Realize it and act accordingly, right? But then in sweep picking, it's so easy to see that we got 2 different things going on and synchronization. As it is in Hammer-Ons and Pull-Offs. But when I describe the challenges for people about alternate picking, they go, oh, that's overcomplicating it. But it's not. The challenges are real, and they're in there, and they're different. Different patterns in the brain requires a different focus when you practice. Once you start hammering away at them, really learning to do each one of them, becoming very good at all of them, and then integrating those skills, then, eureka, you have it, right? So, the whole point of this, I hope you have already. Go download the free programs, go check out the new alternate program, and sign up, for freak's sake, right? Get going now. Make something happen, to sign a project. We got a project in there that is a 4-week project that's designed to absolutely prove it to you that you can do it by doing the right things and by thinking and focusing in the right way. By doing the right mechanical things. We will prove to you that you can absolutely do this because you'll get so much progress in this area that you'll go, oh, now that worked. So let's do more of what works. Let's just layer by layer of what works, and I'll absolutely get there. And there's so much power in expecting to get there, because you have a strategy that is proved with your body that works, right? You start really expecting it to happen, and that you just push through all the obstacles instead of hoping, oh, I hope I will get there someday. That's a weak feeling. It's an okay feeling if it's all you got, but it's much better to expect. Gives you much more power. So go click the links and I'll see you tomorrow. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.